This evening we're at volume 1, which has been our regular climbing wall for the last about 2 months now, and we've been loving it here. The setting's really, really good, and Hannah's been putting up some kind of regular videos on her channel of her working some projects here. So if you want to get a feel for the centre, I definitely recommend having a look at some of Hannah's videos. Now, I filmed a few problems the other day that were kind of like projects for me, and so I'm going to run through those projects first. A couple of really cool problems. I think there's 2 problems that I wanted to share from last week's session. Now, today's session is only actually a couple of days before the second lockdown is due in the UK, and so it's kind of like a last chance to send on some of the harder stuff that I've eyed up over the last few weeks. There's one problem in particular that I'm going to probably spend like the best part of today's session on, and that's an orange problem on the comp wall. The holds are orange, but it's like a blue tag, so it's about 7A difficulty, and that's the same difficulty of the other 2 problems I'm going to put in first. It's kind of where I found my limit here at volume 1. With that said, I think it's best if I start off by sharing projects from last week, and then I'm about to get stuck into this orange in a moment, so you can join us back in a minute where we'll see if I can make any progress on it at all, because at the moment is just, it's a complete shutdown through the middle of it. This black one is one of the ones I've got to finish off from another session, and it's like a big crimpy move at the start. You grab this pinch, kind of slopey pinch, and then I'm trying to get through it by kind of matching on it, holding a bit of a barn door, and then going up to like what is the even worse slopey pinch above. I just like to kind of finish off my warm-up by trying a few of the moves of something that I'm going to get on, and this is one I want to try, so I'll go for some of the easier moves, getting the feel for it. The start on this is quite scrunched as well, for me at least, for my legs. But I can kind of just inspect a gadget my arm up there once I'm off the floor. I'm actually feeling fairly like solid on the moves, steady on them, so I think once I get my body position locked in on that pinch, just sinking under it and just making that next move steadily should be the last piece of the puzzle, really. One of the ones here that probably it would be more normally the type of stuff I go for, but there's such a huge variety of setting at this place that other stuff get like just completely wiped on, which is really fun to go around and try all the different styles. But now that I've got this one under my belt, kind of gives you a bit more confidence for going around the session, hopefully tick off some other stuff that I've tried previously but never topped. This yellow one's next on my list. One's to finish. And there's this cruxy move just in the middle. Actually, it's another pinchy one, isn't it? That's kind of the cruxy move. That's it. Match it. As long as I can hold that pinch when I get up there, I think that's kind of the route ticked off. And you get a little bit tired going along the bottom, but there's nothing that outright hard. Oh, I thought I had that one then, and I just swung round. Should I go for it? Oh, I think it's pretty cruisy from here though, thankfully. Hey. Oh, I felt really good to catch that, just like with the kind of cammed in and bottom foot comes off and you just manage to hold the position before your left hand slips off. So 2 of the less steep ones done. So I think we should move on to the comp wall in a minute, because it's like a bit of a unique feature for volume 1, I think. I feel like it's not something you get too often. They've got this big kind of like huge slab of just 40-degree overhang. So this is the wonderful comp wall, and this blue on the kind of corner of it is probably my big goal for today, really. Oh, slippy on that left hand then. Oh. It's one of those ones that's kind of like sad if you get it, because I like those swingy moves so much that I won't be able to do them anymore. I think what I like so much is that this orange problem, you like start in on the like steep bit of the comp wall, and then you like come back out away from the wall, and then you get your toe hooks on, so your toes are kind of wedging on the back of the volume. And then once you've matched the next big hold, you kind of, from being like really away from the wall, you go back into the comp wall on a maybe like a 1-pad crimp. It's on a bit of a raised on a bit of a volume as well to make it a bit more positive. And from that right hand crimp, then you're popping round the side and you move on to like another different type of terrain. So it's fairly right to get to this hold here. And the crux is like, it's like a couple of ticky-tacky moves through these crimps before you eventually get to like a kind of shallow pocket on the side here, which is not too bad once you kind of get a drag in there and you go up again and then to a nice jug. And there's a few different ways of getting through these little holds. There's only one that feels like it might work for me. The first thing I was trying is like a right hand on the crimp and then bringing a left heel up to this circle, trying to move through by matching on the crimp, or trying to move through by coming into the side pull and then out again. But I think the only thing that feels comfortable, to be honest, is going into the right hand crimp, left hand's on this nice hold, and then just from the right hand crimp bumping again right round the corner and using like really drilling that toe into the wall to try and get around the corner, and then bump the left hand in. And it's like really tenuous because you really have to drill this foot in, and it's all a bit off balance. Kind of do the moves, like really aim for the hold perfectly. Oh, hey. That was probably like the worst I've ever climbed it. And campus through the middle bit where I normally keep my feet on. Like I said, the bit of luck catching the holds really. Okay, all came together. Oh, that's a long project, that one. Put to bed. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, darling.